Hi PitchWars, this is Rebecca Yaros. I'm an adult and new adult mentor for PitchWars this year. I did a query video, which I guess you guys kind of liked, so I'm coming back to help you with your synopsis. I'm so sorry I haven't been on the live chats, but just like you guys are rushing to get your manuscripts ready for PitchWars, I'm turning in the newest book in my series to my editor pretty much the day you guys submit. So we're all in the trenches writing together. Yay! So, synopsis. They're not as scary as they sound. They're not fun, I'm not going to lie, but they really are a tool that you're going to have to use all through your publishing career. So it's a good idea just to get it down pat now so that you kind of have that skill and you're one up on everybody. The trick with synopsis is not to include too much information. Sorry, my video is being all crazy. Not to include too much information, but to make sure you give away your plot, your twist, everything. So let's start. First off, keep it simple. That means only name a total of 3 characters. Your protagonist, their love interest if it has any romance, and your antagonist if at all possible, unless there's major influencing characters. Don't weigh your synopsis down trying to explain how many people are at the party. Just explain that there's a party and that your friend went to it. Your protagonist went to it. First, there's certain steps that are super, super simple. I like the resource called How to Write a One-Page Synopsis. It's how I've written every synopsis since I published Full Measures, and it's never let me down. I'll make sure that link is included so you guys have it. It's super, super easy. So the big thing, set your opening image to start with. Set your scenery, your time, however, if it's contemporary, small town, big town, set your stage. Second, go into your protagonist. Who's your main character? Give a 1 to 2 descriptive words to say what they want. Okay? Same as a query. We talked about how queries are easy in 4 steps. This right here is explain your protagonist and quickly what they want, because we all know it's what your protagonist wants that's going to drive the story. The next is your inciting incident, just like your query. So, what is going to start the hero out on their journey? Whether their journey is physical, emotional, an actual journey, what is the inciting incident? Next, what's your first plot point? Where is the first turning point? The turning point in their journey, the choice they make that takes them down road A as opposed to road B. Basically, the big thing to remember here is once your character makes this decision, there's no going back. This is how the road they've chosen. Next, the conflicts and the character encounters. The next is the conflict, meaning what is keeping your character from getting what they want? How is that conflict coming in? Are you introducing any new characters here? Remember, keep it easy to remember and simple as possible. Next, the midpoint. If you guys are familiar with a W plot, the W plot being, where your midpoint is, where your false high is, where your dark night of the soul, your epiphany, all that kind of stuff. And if you're not, just tag me. I can do a video on a W plot. Super, super simple. Okay, so where were we? Midpoint. The midpoint is what happens to make your character make that 180-degree turn, and I'm totally reading off this sheet. Again, once they've crossed the line, there's no going back. So whatever it is that midpoint is at, this is where you tell them. This is where it changes for the characters. This is where their motivation changes. This is where something happens that's going to spur on the rest of their journey. They've been going on their journey, and this is the point where everything's about to get shot to heck. Notice I didn't swear. Don't get used to it. Winning seems imminent, the 7th stage, but this is your false high. Your false high is, we're going to get there. This is amazing. There's always a point in your book, right, where everything seems like it's going to work out. That is your false high. Your winning seems imminent, but then, boom, the black moment. You drop it out. You drop the earth out from underneath the characters. This is where you talk about where your MC is the lowest point emotionally or physically that they can be, where they're going to have to find that drive that picks them up and continues your story. That is your black moment. It is it's where you start to have your epiphany, where your character learns what they're made of. You all know that black kind of moment right there. What happens there? Easy. That's plot point 8. 9 is the climax. What happens in your climax? Is this your twist? Is this your biggest action scene? Is this where, the prince kills the evil queen? Where is your climax? This right here. Now, this is the biggest thing about synopsises. You've got to give it all away. So whatever it takes for you to dig down deep and say, I've got to let the twist go, you have to tell your agent, because this is how they can tell, like, oh, that moment. So give it away. Your twist, everything. The last is going to be a resolution. Is everyone happily ever after? How does it end? Does everyone, go and join a commune? Has the Galactic Empire been brought down? The resolution is the ending. You can do this, I kid you not, in a page. It is stripping your manuscript down to the barest bones, to the skeleton, to whatever's supporting everything else. In a synopsis, that's all you have to do. And it basically just tells us as mentors and other agents, of course, that you've thought through your plot, that there's no holes, and it gives us a taste of your whole book without necessarily reading everything right off the bat. By looking at your first chapter, we can see your voice, your syntax, how you write. By seeing your query, we can tell that you have a good grasp of that. But it's the synopsis that tells us this is what happens in my story. So then we look at that, we say, yeah, all right. Then we request and we read. It's a beautiful, beautiful phase. Now, I promise it's not as hard as it looks. Just sit down, hammer it out. The better you get at this now, the better you'll be off when you guys are agented and going for publishing. Because I can tell you, this never stops, ever. You have to send one to your publisher for every book you write. So get good at it now, and it'll help you out later. Okay. If you guys need anything else, just at me on Twitter, or that's probably the easiest way, or DM me. And that's it. I hope you guys are relaxing and not freaking out too much, because remember, PitchWars, it's all good. Everything that can happen here is good, and every one of these volunteers is here to help you. That's all we want. We just want to help you. We want to help you get an agent and reach your dream. So relax and enjoy, and go write a synopsis. Okay.